Welcome everyone to another episode of BatTalks. I am your host, Shibby Shibs. Tonight we will be talking about the not so famous Batman villains. Now the rules were villains that were not so popular. The ones that we have heard about in comics, Batman shows, pretty much ones that are not in movies that a lot of people know about. You know, like Mr. Freeze, the Riddler, you know, popular names that everyone just seems to be, oh, I like him because he's so popular. Oh, I like her because she's so popular. Well, tonight we will be talking about the not so famous villains. We have our first two guests, which are Nick and Angelina. Now their channel is all about being super cool. They're two nerds, one channel. I urge you guys to check them out.
And I'm Nick.
And we're from Two Nerds, One Channel. Thank you, BatTalks, for having us on here. Today we're going to talk about two villains. He's choosing two villains, and I'm choosing two villains that aren't really heard of. And one of them we like, one of them we dislike, and we'd like to see them on a movie. So, go first.
I don't want to go first.
Go first.
I don't want to go first.
You're going first.
Okay, so basically, a character, well, villain that I personally would love to see in a movie would be Professor Pig. He's definitely one of the most underrated and unknown villains that really have like a dark, sadistic like background to him, and I think that just the way he walks around with a pig mask and basically butchers people, I'm gonna fucking kill you. It would be a cool, darker theme like Batman movie. It would be pretty cool, or any movie really.
And the one that you don't want, that you don't care for.
Oh my god, okay, so a lot of people ask me who this character is, and I tell them it's not worth their time, and his name is Black Mask. He really is like the most pointless villain ever. I wouldn't even call him a villain, I would call him more of an apprentice, because he really doesn't do anything that's really mischievous. So, yeah, he's not the type of person I would root for to be in a movie, or even in comic books, really. I don't even think he was in that many comic books that I remember. But yeah. So who is yours that you would pick for a movie?
Okay, mine. Well, not the one for a movie, but the one that I really don't like was that Clock King guy or whatever. Apparently his sister was ill and he wanted to get funds for her so that way she could, he found out that he was going to be sick and dying within 6 months, so he wanted to take care of her hospital bills once he was gone. Well, he got caught and ended up going to jail, and then she died and blah, blah, blah. So he ended up breaking out of jail, and he has something to do with time because he robbed banks and looked at the clock, and it just sounds really stupid. So he doesn't even have a superpower, he just goes around killing people. So, I mean, what kind of fun is that? I mean, you know.
It's not fun.
No. So.
Not fun at all.
No.
Okay, so
the one that I would like to see in a movie is...
Yeah, who's the one you would really like to see?
You want to know?
Yeah, I want to know.
You really want to know?
I really want to know.
Yeah, I couldn't know.
I want to know.
Flamingo. Just... Really?
Hey, man. Tease her up.
No, he's really cool because he ended up being mixed around with like the mob and everything, and he had a family and stuff. Well, the mob ended up kidnapping him and then brainwashed him. He ended up killing his family, and then every time that he kills people, he ends up eating their faces, which is freaking amazing. I would love to see that in a video or movie or, you know, something.
Even a porno would be kind of fun.
Really? Really?
What? It would be cool.
Somebody eating somebody's face off?
Have you seen the shit in porn lately? Like, it's going to a whole new level of, like...
Isn't it great?
It's amazing. Keeps me entertained.
But, yeah, I guess that's all that we have. We just want to thank you again, BatTalks, for having us on here and everything, you know, with our Harley Quinn getup and his, you know...
Batman.
Because, you know, he couldn't dress up as Mr. J. But
I have stuff to do right now.
But whatevs. Again, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Wow, that was such an awesome video. I just love how the fact that they were talking about Flamingo and King Clock. You guys rocked that one too. Black Mass, yes, I totally agree with you, Nick. And by the way, yeah, that was hot. That was so hot. But anyway, your take on Black Mask and Professor Pig was really awesome. I have to admit that. Really, really, really awesome. And next guest that we have tonight is Zoe Dre. I urge you guys to check out her channel. She is super hilarious, and she's going to be talking about Pagan and Lockup. Let's go ahead and go to her video, please.
Hey guys, it's me, Zoe Dre, and thank you all for having me on the show, BatTalks. I am so excited to tell y'all all about my favorite and non-favorite villains from the Batman series as a whole. But first, wait, something's not right. Where's my Bat merch? I can't do this video without my Bat merch. I can't find it. I guess we're gonna have to go homemade. There we go. Homemade Batman merch. $50 at Etsy. And we're gonna start out with my favorite, the best, Miss Pagan, otherwise known as Marion Mercer. She got started after her sister committed suicide following being sexually assaulted by a group of men. And she was found by Batman in the apartment of her sister, torturing the third man from the group. And so, they got what they need. And she is a voodoo priestess who basically, like, just got her woman on and was like, I'm gonna stop sexual predators, which is a big deal in my life. She beats them, tortures them, and teaches them a lesson. She is also an amazing fighter. Like, seriously, if I picked a fight with this girl, I might as well be digging my own grave and hopping right on in it, because I'm gonna die, because she's gonna beat my ass. And overall, she's just a badass. I mean, she goes out, kicks ass, and she looks good while doing it. And now on to my least favorite, Lockup, otherwise known as Lyle Bolton. Basically, he was a guard at the Arkham Asylum, and he basically kind of, like, from my point of view, like, just had a complete turnaround and became a huge douchebag who was like, I'm gonna be a hero and kill all the evildoers. But he ends up really trying to torture some evildoers who are actually just some innocent people, and he kind of kidnaps them too. So like, dude, what are you doing? Which at one point when Nightwing actually found his hideout, he decided, instead of being caught with all these prisoners, you know, it didn't look so great, he would drown them under a trap, a death trap. Then, after that, he has another bipolar moment where he does another complete turnaround. Basically, he was convinced to set all the worldwide prisoners free. Like, if you wanted to truly help, you wouldn't set them free. You would keep them there, dude. Like, he's just down, oh no, like, where'd your brain go, dude? I think he literally is having, like, a middle life crisis and is like, I want to do something with my life, so let's kill evildoers and become a superhero. Great choice, man. Stick to your day job. So, thank you all again so much for having me on the show, BatTalks. I'm so excited and glad to be on here. This is amazing. All you should definitely go check out my channel. Y'all should be there to see that because sometimes it's an honest shit show. So go watch me fail at life. Yeah. I can hear y'all all clicking on my channel. That hurts. I am Zoe Dre. I will see y'all later at my channel. Be sure to give this video some love by liking it and commenting your favorite and least favorite. I will all see you later and goodbye.
Everyone, we are now talking about the not-so-famous villains. We have Makeup Mommy 77, and we also have Razzie.
So, my least favorite character, villain-wise, is Man-Bat. 3 words that I could use for him is a one-trick pony. What could he really do outside of his own origin story? He seems like he really couldn't support his own standalone film. He would have to rely on more interesting antagonists like Scarecrow or someone else. He's a character you'd see in a horror-type film, in my opinion, or even maybe a Batman horror-themed film. It would be really fucking sweet. The good thing about him is that he seems sympathetic, and like I said, it's just my opinion. Although I'm not a huge fan of Man-Bat, he could probably become a more supporting, interesting supporting character, sort of like an anti-hero type deal. But who knows? I get really confused with his name too. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, Man-Bat. I mean Batman, and then I get Batman and Man-Bat.
Right.
And it just... So I like now one of the characters that I do like villain-wise, Owlman. He was shown in Justice League Crisis of Two Earths.
Right.
And his voice actor is absolutely amazing. James Woods, actor also plays Hades in Hercules.
That's right.
Yeah, I was a huge fan of him in there. I love Owlman's dark, snarky sense of humor. When it's created as an evil version of Batman, since owls are known to prey on bats. It's actually a fun fact I learned the other day. I did not know that. He works on his own or with the Crime Syndicate of America. He does a lot better by himself compared to with other people. He just is more of a standalone kind of guy.
Right.
Not shown in the movie, the movie Justice League Crisis on Two Earth. He's able to control people's minds, however, it's not clear how he obtained these abilities.
Really?
There's, like, no ground story for that whatsoever.
Huh.
At least not.
Really?
He's able to see in the dark, whereas Batman used high-tech gadgets for these types of acts. Which, I think that's cool, but how the hell did he get that either?
Right.
so that's another cool thing. But I really like him, and I think that he could probably support his own movie.
Really?
Yeah, I think. And what's cool is because, like, you got a bat and you got an owl. Like, the way I think about it is the actual animals itself, because I'm an animal person. So, like, thinking about, like, an owl and a bat dueling just it makes me laugh.
Right. I mean, because you don't really think, Animal Planet won't play that kind of crap where, oh, there's a bat versus an owl. They won't ever do that because they're too concentrated on penguins slapping each other. But yeah, you just slap and slap and slap.
Okay, so the one that I like and that I think could have a standalone movie is Clayface. The reason for that is in the animated series, he was just an actor that had an accident. And he was using the stuff by Daggett, I believe.
Yes, it was Daggett, yes.
On his face to make him look normal or actually change his appearance because at one point he was Bruce Wayne and he fooled Lucius Fox.
Yes.
And he wasn't necessarily bad, but the people that sold him the cream that he just became addicted to.
Let's say, for instance, if this was revamped into nowadays, what if Channing Tatum were to play Clayface? Now, he's a sexy motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie.
What I like about him is that he basically becomes bad because of bad people. And
that's right.
He doesn't necessarily hate Batman, and Batman doesn't necessarily hate him, because even in the video games, he's like, Clayface, why are you doing this? He's like, because it's a role of a lifetime, because he could no longer act, which was his passion. That was taken away from him. The one that I don't like is Mad Hatter.
Oh, wow. Mad Hatter, why?
He's a knockoff of the Riddler, for one.
Okay, that go on.
Okay, from the get-go, before he was even bad, he was fucking batshit crazy.
Yeah.
He had a crush on a secretary named Alice. He was obsessed. Obsessed with the author of
Alice in Wonderland.
Wonderland through the Looking Glass. And he was
I'm vaping right now.
he was actually working for Wayne Industries trying to come up with...
Now, what you're talking about is the fact of Batman the Animated Series.
Right,
Now,
Batman the Animated Series. He was working for Wayne Industries. He was hired to get inside the mind, but instead he figured out a way to make microchips on playing cards. You know, the card that the Bad Hatter has in his hat?
Yeah, his mind controlling.
And that's kind of where he went bad, because he's like, oh my god, I love you, Alice. And Alice is like, no thanks.
Exactly. And that secretary was really, really fucked up in the end.
But she kind of did look like Alice in Wonderland.
She really did, because... Thank you all, everyone, so much for tuning in to this episode of Bat Talks. I really hope you all had a really great time. And thank you so much for making Mommy77 to join in. Thank you all so much for this beautiful woman, Razzie, to come onto the show. Thank you, Nick and Angelina, and thank you, Zoe Dre, for coming onto my show. This has been one hell of a show.